Last Xcn video, we did pretty much say that I believe this is going to be the best time you can possibly be buying this crypto for this type of price. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're covering the one and only Xcn. Listen, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to you people. I absolutely love the support you guys have been giving, the views, the likes, the positive comments, the everything. You guys are amazing. Listen, right? Pretty much the last time we covered this coin, and even probably the time before, we did say that I believe ultimately, this price zone is going to be the best price zone you're going to see for Xcn this cycle, right? And even just objectively looking at all the times we've kind of ranged in the zone, you know, this is literally some of the best price, right? Like this is literally some of the best price. If we take it from, I guess, do we really count? We can count, we'll count this top. We'll count this top. We'll count this July top. So if we take it from the July top and put it to the bottoms over here when you could have got it the cheapest in June, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the literal cheapest, right? But that's super hard to snipe. But, from the July tops, it retraced almost 88%. 88%. Okay. So I don't know if this is the best way to do it. Maybe do it this way. Now, this way is better from actually when it started to fall. When it actually started to fall. That makes more sense. So yeah, look, you could have pretty much got it from 85 to 88% discount. You could still get it at 78% discount from the moment we actually lost momentum mid-May. Okay. Yeah, technically, this is always the cheapest, but you guys can't look at the markets this way because it's going to be the same thing for selling, right? Think about it. If the markets were reversed right now, and this was actually I can do this right now, like this, right? If these were pumps and we knew this is near the cycle top, would you not be happy with selling it near the top? I think you would, right? You should be. Don't expect perfection when it comes to selling, right? I know this is XCN video, but I have to also put some psychology into you guys because we are getting closer to the days where we are going to look for consistent pumps. We are a few short weeks, a few short months away from those days, and I need to ingrain it in your head now that you have to be happy if, especially if you're able to sell it, the top the top whatever percent. That is very, very good. All right. Anyway, psychology lesson is done. Let's reverse this. But we can see, right? Great discounts. You could have got it great discounts pretty much, let's say mid-June, early July, and even now, right? Like early August. So I believe these are practically going to be the bottoms. And I do believe we are going to be looking to go up higher and higher and to look to contest some of these key areas, right? I do believe that ultimately we're going to be looking to go back to 0.02, right? We might see a small drop off from here, nothing too crazy. Would not surprise me if we go down 5, 10, 15% at most, but then we just continue pushing up higher and higher. The reason why I said we might see a little bit of resistance here is because there's a good amount of points I've touched, right? We've touched on the 22nd of July, we touched on the 14th, and we have a lot of structure here. But then after that, we're definitely going to be looking to be taking out multiple points of liquidity. One is at 0.022, right? So goodbye to this. One is going to be at 0.024, so goodbye to this. And then one's going to be at 0.027, so goodbye to this. Okay, so I do expect overall for us to be looking very, very bullish and very, very good. Now, here's the thing, people, right? Bitcoin has pumped up heavy, and there's a high chance we close above this massive key support zone at roughly 117,000, right? Roughly there. Okay. And it is looking good, people, because there's two ways this is going to play. Bitcoin is going to go up. Bitcoin dominance is going to go up because right now it's kind of faking out. It's kind of holding on for dear life, right? And if that's the case, it doesn't matter too much because altcoins should still see some type of pumps. If Bitcoin goes up and Bitcoin dominance goes down, what does that mean? Well, that means a lot of money is coming into the cycle. And we can see, look, we are contesting these previous highs. We are looking to be bursting up. And once we start bursting up, ladies and gentlemen, things are going to look good. I've actually put my global liquidity index I actually don't even know how this thing looks like anymore. If we remove the drawing, we could see. So the global liquidity is actually kind of stagnant right now. It's kind of stagnant, but it doesn't mean there won't be a huge burst or huge pump soon. So, you know, but the global liquidity hasn't really been our friend for many weeks now. It kind of became irrelevant, I think, like 2 months ago. So who cares about this? Technical analysis is king. But we can see, right? If we do close, let's say this week in August, there's going to be the highest weekly candle close for the amount of money that's going to be coming in this cycle, right? We close very strong this week. We're going to close above the support, right? The key support. We close the way we close on Xcn this week, right? Let's just say literally it could actually be like this. Then we still continue with the perfect structure. We still continue with the structure where we have this bottom over here at 0.008. We have this bottom over here at 0.012. And then we have this bottom here at 0.0139. And then we have this bottom here at 0.0144, right? And even if we closed here, that's fine because at least, ladies and gentlemen, right, we did not close below this. Technically, there's a little bit of an exception and wiggle room for this, but definitely not for this zone over here at 0.00, oh, sorry, 0.01399. I guess 0.014, right? But look, we're still in the nice structure, right? We are still having these highs getting lower and lower. And like I said, we ultimately do have to make a decision, most likely this week. And it would not surprise me if we do see a very nice pump. Now, there's going to be two things that play out, right? If this week does get stalled out, then we probably will close, let's just say, boom, somewhere around 0.0177. But then next week would probably be a day or two of sell off to then just burst up, right? Ultimately, I do believe we are looking to be getting the hell out of this price range. On the monthly, people, the amount of volume and selling pressure has been dying. It has been dying, and there's no two ways to put it, right? We had a nice burst in April, and if we compare April to the other three selling candles, they don't even make up half of this buying pressure, okay? So the buying pressure is really nice. The selling pressure is getting weaker and weaker. We can see May was decently big. June was smaller by roughly 30 to 40%. And then July, I mean, this thing is barely a candle, right? This thing is barely a candle. And we can see, look what happens when it really starts to flatten out. We can see we get some type of momentum and then a huge burst happens, which I do believe, like I said, we are looking to be pretty much contesting some of these highs for this crypto. Look, people, I am really, really bullish on Xcn. You know me, I do like this coin. We can see that we're currently ranked 126 in the world. People, there's 9,455 active cryptos. Being in top 126, that's really, really good. And we're only going to go higher. 501 million market cap, 21 million volume. And the final thing before we get off, we can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have 53,530 holders. And if we go back to the 27th of July, which is roughly 2 weeks from now, we were a little bit less than, I guess we're like 700 holders less. So not bad considering the momentum has been slow for crypto. But, or sorry, for this coin. That's okay because, all of this, was organic. This organic growth is a good sign because when momentum does start happening, that means that we are going to start getting bandwagon. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.